I'm just going to use the example they show when I see it instead of making my own. Writing the fraction in lowest terms, or simplifying the fraction. Writing the fraction in lowest terms, writing the fraction in lowest terms, writing the fraction in lowest terms. Write the numerator and denominator as a product of prime numbers. Use the fundamental principle of fractions. Step 1. Write the numerator and denominator as a product of prime numbers. Step 2. Use the fundamental principle of fractions to cancel out the common factors. Write the fraction in lowest terms, 7 over 35. Write the numerator and denominator as a product of prime numbers. 7 over 35 equals 7 over 5 times 7. Rewrite 35 as a product of primes. Basically, the big number, big number, big number. Break it down as much as possible. Break it down as much as possible. Break it down as much as possible. As much as possible is going to be all prime numbers. It's going to be all prime numbers. It's going to be all prime numbers. And what you call that is, rewrite 35 as a product of primes. And, hold up. 5 times 7, 35 turns into 5 times 7, 35 turns into 5 times 7, 35 turns into 5 times 7. That's making it a product of primes, making it a product of primes, making it a product of primes. Okay, use the fundamental principles of fractions to cancel out the common factors. 7 over 5 times 7 equals 1 over 5. Common factors are 7 and 7, 7 and 7, 7 and 7. Cross, 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 cross. Divide the common factor of 7 out of both the numerator and denominator. Numerator, 7. Bottom 7, gone. And then it becomes 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5. And you call this, divide out the common factor of 7. 7, 7, bam. Divide out the common factor of 7. 7, 7, bam. Divide out the common factor of 7. 7, 7, bam. Alright. Note that even though the 7's divide out in the last step, there's still a 1 in the numerator. 7 is thought of as 7 times 1, not 0. I don't exactly know how to explain this, but I always think there's a 1 on top, 1 on top, 1 on top. You can think of that for that. There is definitely a scientific way to explain that better, but I can't think of one right now. Write the fraction in lowest terms, 90 over 50. Write the numerator and denominator as a product of prime numbers. 90 is going to be 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. 50 is 2 times 5 times 5. Rewrite 90 as a product of primes. Break it down, break it down, break it down to all primes, to all primes, to all primes. Rewrite 50 as a product. Oops. Rewrite 50 as a product of primes. 2 times 5 times 5. Okay. Use the fundamental principles of fractions to cancel out the common factors. Where was I? Use the fundamental principle of fractions to cancel out the common factors. Alright, and now this is step 2. Cancel out common factors. 2 and 2, bam, 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 divide it out. 5, 5, bam, 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 divide it out. And then this 5 is left. Basically, when you're doing this, when you take out 1, 2, it doesn't mean every single other 2. 1 for each side. You can't, like, have 1, 2 down here and then take out 2 2's down here. You can't have 1, 2 down here and take out 3, or you can't have 1, 2 and take out 4. It's 1 for each side, and same as the bottom. So you take out 1, you take out 1, you take out 1, you take out 1. If a number is like by itself, then it has to stay, even if it has similar numbers. So it has to be an even number of people being taken out. So like, yeah, I can't think of an analogy, but yeah, 1 on 1, 1 on 1, 1 on 1, 1 on 1. Okay, so 3 times 3 and 5 by itself. 3 times 3 over 5. 3 times 3 over 5. 3 times 3 over 5 equals 9 over 5. 9 over 5, 9 over 5. Of course, 3 times 3 equals 9, and 5 by itself is just going to carry over, carry over, carry over. Multiply, multiply, multiply. Everything by itself, by itself, by itself. Carry over, carry over, carry over. Divide out the common factors of 2 and 5 out of both numerator and denominator. Alright, write the fraction in lowest terms, 3 over 5. 3 and 5 are both prime numbers, so the fraction is already written as a quotient of prime numbers. Quotient, division, division, division of prime numbers. 3 and 5, 3 and 5, 3 and 5. And 3 and 5 are prime numbers, prime numbers, prime